In this video, I'm going to show you how to change the text that appears in the browser tabs when your Joomla site's being viewed and a cool SEO benefit of that. Hey there, Joomla fans, Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too, and thanks for tuning in to Maintenance Monday number 117. I didn't look at the number this morning, but I think it's 117. Here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in today. If you're watching live, please say hi in chat, as Eric has already. Hello, Eric. Good to see you today. We're going to get right to the topic and then stick around for some news, especially about this Wednesday's Watch Me Work live stream. So let's head on over to the computer. Don't forget to go over to basicjoomla.com/giveaways and sign up for the newsletter to be entered in the monthly giveaway for some great Joomla prizes that you can see there. Click on the logos, find out more about them. This is the page I'm going to use as an example today. Notice up here in the top left, might be a little bit small on your screen. See how it says win some Joomla stuff, basic Joomla tutorials. The tab is named that. But notice the URL of this page is giveaways. That's because inside of Joomla, I have given this a page title in the menu link, and that's what I want to show you today. And then I really want you to, stick around because I want you to see the great effect this has on SEO for your site. So logged into the back end of the site here, we're going to go to menus and we're going to go to main menu. Here's the main menu, 4 that are published. Here on the site, here is the link for giveaways. It's a category blog link. When I click on giveaways and go into that link, I'm going to go over here. Actually, I already have it clicked here. See the page display tab here. I have a bunch of things here, some other things here from Asteroid framework. But page display, and you'll see browser page title, win some Joomla stuff. Good morning, Brian, or good evening where you are. So it says win some Joomla stuff, and that is exactly where you put the text in order to name the tab. Now, just to demonstrate that, let's control copy that, and let's just go blah, 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 blah. We'll save that. If you watch... what was the show that had the lawyer, Bob blah blah, blah blah blah. Now when we refresh this up here, check out, the tab is now blah blah. Now it also has the name of my site there. That's a little feature that I have set up because I use sh404sef. But now I'm going to put that text back in there just so my site's not broken. Watch the cool thing that happens when you name a tab something different than the link. So for instance, as an example, here we are, and I searched in Google and I searched for Joomla giveaways. And what came up at the top result there was giveaways, basic Joomla tutorials. Notice that is not the tab of this page. That's the name of it, all right? That's the name of the link. Giveaways, basic Joomla tutorials. But by searching for Joomla giveaways, basicjoomla.com giveaways comes up in the search result. But now watch what happens. If I search for win some Joomla stuff, I get this link here which goes to a YouTube video, which is cool, good for me. But then we see win free Joomla stuff, basic Joomla tutorials. And that is what we have up in the tab. Oh, there's win some Joomla stuff. Win free Joomla stuff. This has picked it up. I think I must have changed it before. But notice the same link, but it's got a different title for it. So that is pretty cool. Go ahead and give a page name through the links in Joomla so that so you get some extra bonus, extra exposure in Google when people are searching. If they search for Joomla giveaways, yeah, I come up. They search for win some Joomla stuff, I get win free Joomla stuff. Same link. And that is what you want on your, so I'm just looking for, there we go. That is what you want to happen when people are searching for stuff that's on your site. So that's the tip for today. Go in, when you have a menu item on your Joomla site, give it a page title, use some other keywords, use something descriptive in there that maybe is not in your URL, and or maybe not even in your page title, and go for it. So that's what we're going to see today. That's the topic for today. If you're not sticking around for chat and for some of the other news and hanging out and stuff like that, thanks for your support of this channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Ring the bell to get notifications, new live streams and stuff happening here on the channel. And until the next time, for those of you that are leaving now, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless. And hello everyone who's staying. Now, I just realized that perhaps the reason is this interesting. I did not notice that till right at the very end here. You know that it said win-free Joomla stuff. I'm not sure when I had that in there. I was pretty sure this was coming up with what was in the page, what I had for the page title. Win some Joomla stuff. Maybe I just changed that by mistake. Win free Joomla stuff. I must have, in preparing for the stream, goofed up adding and editing things and stuff like that. So anyways, that's what happens. Everybody, I just want you to know that on Wednesday, our topic for Watch and Work live stream is going to be Vinny Hebert. He's going to be joining us, and he's going to show us how to do a slideshow using custom fields. So if you've been watching Watch and Work live stream one or both of the last weeks, we were looking at custom fields with Mark DeChevre and seeing some really cool stuff. I'm super excited to it's the dam has burst in my mind that was holding back trying to understand what to do with custom fields. So I'm super looking forward to using them on my site and doing a lot more videos and tutorials and stuff like that here on the channel and live streams. One of the things that Vinny has been trying to do is to set it up so that his clients, or a client of his, they can upload an image to the site using a custom field, and then the slideshow that he has set up will draw from those images in the custom field and put in. And that's what he's going to show us how to do in Joomla 3.9 on Wednesday. So tune in. That's pretty cool. You know, the great thing about custom fields, one of the things is that if you are building a site for clients or users in your organization or people that are helping you, the more you can set up with custom fields, they just have to plug stuff in. So imagine if you want to have a slideshow, sometimes you have to get your client or whoever's using it to go in and create a module, or go in and learn an interface, or learn a slide program or something like that. This will allow you to, this makes it so they just have to upload a picture. And then from that, you pretty much just have to train them how to upload the picture. There's probably ways around that as well. So that's going to be on Wednesday. Let me pop up the chat here. Vinny says custom fields rule. Brian says he'll be here. Hello, Brian. All right. Also, there's a new Streamlabs OBS version that came out, and guess what? There's no more remote on my phone, so I have to bring up the window here to change screens. So I don't know if there's a pro version now or something of Streamlabs OBS, but. And also, with that update, if my words are out of sync, if my audio is out of sync with the video, just let me know and I will try to sort that out. Maybe we'll try that here. Anyway, so yes, that was that will be good on Wednesday to see how to do that. All right, so now if any of you have been doing stuff with custom fields or just hanging, we're just hanging out now. Or any projects or anything you're working on or things you want to update us on from last week, then fire it off in chat and we'll get going. In the meantime, I'm going to change screens here. What is, which one do I want? That one there. All right. Last week we were over to the Facebook live streams. Let's go here. Joomla extensions. We're checking out extensions in the Facebook Joomla extensions Facebook group. So Eric has a question along the lines of the browser tab data. What is my favorite Favicon plugin? Oh, you mean a plugin for changing the oh, here we go again. Favicon. Let's see. We'll have to see. We'll have to get people to chime in on that because I don't use one. I'll show you what I do use. Because I'm using Asteroid framework. Components, so extensions, templates, and let's look at. Here's the default page. JD Paris. Go into the template options. Vinny uses gantry and it's built in. Yes, a lot of the templates you would just have to find out where, you would just have to customize where the favicon is to update it. For me, I think it's, where on earth do I have it? Oh, maybe it's miscellaneous. There we go. In Asteroid framework, you go to miscellaneous, scroll down, and you can upload your favicon. And so that's the one I made. I think I made mine 250 by 250 just to deal with all the different sizes and things such as that. Now, I do have my other site here, which is running gantry. Let's see how to do that. Eric, what template are you using for favicon? Because the other thing too that you can do is that if you find out the location of the favicon, you can just simply replace that image on your in your file space, and it will get replaced everywhere. And we can see how to do that in Protostar. That's Gantry 5 themes. Let's see, which one am I using here? Must be using Requiem. I'm going to go default. And I'm in here. Now, I have not looked at this for a while. Is favicon, can you change it in Gantry? I'm trying to remember if that's what a thing that you can do. Go to base. Okay, go to base outline. Thank you, Vinny. And base, and then is it styles? It's in page settings. Okay. Oh, there you go. Favicon right here. So in the Gantry, go to, as Vinny's directed us, go to your base outline, go to page settings, and then head on down to assets, and here's where you would select an image to make your favicon. I know there's some that's, I know. I think, where are these pictures from? But they're actually, this is from my site, Captain Kirk. You can make Captain Kirk your favicon. So that's where you would find it. Now, and Eric, you if it isn't in a template, you usually use Foca Favicon. Cool. Yeah, that would probably be a good one. Foca does really nice stuff. On the Protostar, let's see here. No secrets. I think I have Protostar running on here. Yeah, let's view the page source. Right-clicking. Oh, I'll do this where you can see it. Right-clicking on View Page Source. And I'm going to go F3 to search, and I'm going to look for FAVI. And here we go here, right here. Link href templates protostar favicon.ico. So you could go in and you could edit your favicon and upload it. Notice here, shortcut icon, relative type image /vin.microsoft.icon. So this is a .ico. I think you could probably just change that to a JPEG or something like that. I would take out the image type thing there. I don't even know if that's necessary. We haven't even tried to do that. I do have a couple of videos that were on Maintenance Mondays where we talked about favicons. But yeah, so you can always just replace that image. In fact, there's the image right there. Ooh, little square in the middle. 16 by 16. But there are also lots of different sizes that get used. Oh, sorry, yeah, Vinny made a good point. ICO or PNG, don't use JPEG. Do you think using a plugin or component is better or worse than just uploading a new image for it? I would think that, let's see. My first thought about that, let me get onto a nicer screen here. My first thought about that would be probably replacing the image, because then you have less stuff happening in the site. So if you have a plugin or something, it has to do something to replace it. Now, having said that, that would be so small a footprint. Probably not a big deal. But if you are, if your template is using just one Favicon image, then I would just replace the image. But I've not done that, obviously, in Asteroid, because I'm not too worried about the small little size of this. And it's just part of the template, and it just loads. So it's not, there's so many other bigger loading things, I would think. And maybe this doesn't even slow it down at all. So I guess it would probably, I guess one would have to experiment with, see how long it takes for something to load. If I go here and go to GT metrics, let's send this page to GT metrics. GT metric. After changing it, after changing it, seems the browser cache doesn't want to lose the old image. Why is that? It all depends. If you have an image set up on, if you have something set up on your site so that all images are given a cache expiry date of like more than a month, or sometimes it's years or whatever like that, then your browser is going to use the cache until it's cleared, because it's the same name that you're uploading. You're not uploading something differently. I'm not even sure if Asteroid renames Favicon, or the icon that's up there. We could look at that. Let's take a look at that. View page source. Yeah, so you see what I've got here. I actually have that basic Joomla favicon.jpg. This is the name of my Favicon image. And I guess I'm being bad in using a JPEG, although it seems to be working fine. And so because that's not favicon.ico or whatever it was, if I were to change this image, I would use a different name, and it would get changed right away. And so it would thwart what's going on in the caching. So yeah, so as Vinny says, clear cache, and yes, and Office, and they're not usually changed that much anyway. So eventually it would come up. A great way to, sometimes when I'm having problems with my cache, if I want to see if something's changed, I will go onto my cell phone and use my data and bring up a page. But if stuff's cached on your phone as well, that's not going to help. All right, look at that. Page speed 82. Y-score, super slow. Hey, I'm looking forward to showing a tip that came up in the Joomla Chat conference. Someone gave for loading images quickly. I made note of it, and I have to wait till that episode is actually out, or that session. But I want to see the waterfall here. And what can I search for? Let's see. What did I just name? I'm looking at Favicon. Oh, we'll search for Favicon. F-A-V. Oh, there we go. Here's my Favicon right here. The size is 10 kilobytes, and the timeline when it came in was at 84.4 milliseconds. And how sending it here. So if we look in that little box as I'm mousing over, it says let's see, 0.2 milliseconds sending. Request start time since the beginning, it's 2.47 seconds. since it asked for the favicon. I think that's what it's saying. And it does not look like it took any time at all. 78.6 milliseconds waiting, 78.8.5 milliseconds receiving. And that is just on the favicon. So it actually took 0.5 milliseconds. 0.5 milliseconds. So 1 millisecond, there's 100 milliseconds in a second. So this took 0.5, not 0.05. Anyways, it was pretty fast. So, and having said that, that's just serving up the time. We're not looking at calculating the time on the page itself. So, yes, Eric, you're talking. Yes, that was the one with Duke Spear. I'm going to set it up and practice it. Then we'll do it live. You've been waiting for that video to be published at Joomla Shack. Yes, because I wrote down that code actually, Mary, and I have all the code for it, or a screen capture of it, but I don't want to. I decided I'm not going to show it until I can actually plug the session that was actually shared in, because I think that would be a great way to give credit. Vinny says, that's why it's great. It's important to have several different browsers installed. Yes. Yeah, I often will check stuff in Firefox as well. I do have a strange IP issue that happens with my router. So sometimes I cannot get my computer, and I do the IP config flush DNS. I do all kinds of stuff. I think once I tried to flush my toilet to see if that would help flush things, and I could not get my computer to connect to a site at a new IP once I changed it. So you can get into stuff like that as well. But yes, sirree. So Favicon is so small, I wouldn't worry about it. I know, obviously, I don't worry about it because I just use the one that's in Asteroid. All right. Keep those questions coming. Oh, I have 3 friend requests. Woohoo. Now, here we are in the Joomla Extensions group. Black Friday sale over at Nor Competition. Hey, I renewed my Kiba backup. My Kiba Pro backup extension membership last night. It was going to expire today, so I got my 30% renewal discount, and I'm happy to support Kiba and all that they do. Oh, why do I like Asteroid framework? Oh boy. Why do I like it? I'll tell you why I like it. One of my big things. It has clicked with me as I've been learning it. I also like it because of the layout, which I have a video on there. If you watch the video on how to make a landing page, I just really like that. If I'm not using a section, I can just delete it and just kind of have the layout that I want. So I'm just reading the chat there, Brian's comment. Things are super handy here for me to change the colors. Like I said, the layout, really, really cool. So for instance, okay, Tim, remember, do not save this. Okay, so for instance, here's the header section. I don't want it. I remove it. I'm not using it. It's gone. I can remove the header section mobile. It's gone. I can basically take out everything that's not used in the template and get down just to the basics of what I have. Now let me just close this because I'm really afraid to save this. I shouldn't do it on my live site. What else do I like about it? Super easy for customizing the CSS. Here you can, so I clicked on custom code on the left here. My custom CSS, I just put it right in this box right here. I don't have to go into File Manager and add it to a custom CSS That's sliding behind my picture there, I realize. I can put code in before slash body, before head. It's all just here. It's just a lot of things. Ira says it's logical build-up, easy to grasp, even he understands it. Yes, and Vinny says, my problem with Asteroid is there's no UIKit compatibility. We should ask Chaitin if he would that. You know, and here's a couple of things about Asteroid, and I'm talking to Chaitin about this. It doesn't work with, sorry, that's Page Builder. So Asteroid doesn't work with Advanced Template Manager from Regular Labs. And Vinny says it doesn't work with the UIKit. So there are a couple of little things, but I keep talking to Chaitin about that. They've been so busy with JD Page Builder Pro, there's been some things that they haven't got to. But yes, they're pretty good with feedback and suggestions too. So we'll have to mention that. I'll mention that to, I'll be talking to Chaitin later on. Let me make a note here. Chaitin UIKit. Maybe there's a reason why it's not. I don't know. Which I thought maybe Vinny just didn't like Asteroid because Chaitin can't pronounce the name properly. Eric, what else about Asteroid? Here's it's just the layout is all there. Here's social media stuff. You want to add a social media button, just add it from over here. Here we go. I already have Skype. You put your ID in. I'm sure you don't want that. Yes, so all your options down the right hand side here. Layout, colors, the header. This is pretty cool. I saw some ask on the forum if there's anywhere that had a any template that had a system where you could have the logo in the middle and menu on both sides, and they actually have that here, stacked separated. Here's where I select the default logo. Here's my mobile logo. You can sticky menu. Just most of the controls are there. Sometimes I find something that's not there, and I mentioned it to Chaitin. What else have we got? Typography. You want to change the typography for Asteroid. Asteroid is Eric's asking, so Asteroid functions as a page builder and just uses a base template for it. Asteroid has lots of different templates. They do have a page builder, but that's JD Builder. So this is actually this is just a template with its own framework and interacting. So you're not building pages with it because you are any differently than you would by assigning modules to existing positions. Now you can add module positions to this very easily in the layout, which I could show you. But but it's not really. Asteroid framework is not a page builder. It's a framework that their templates work on. It's a template framework, and you could start out with something from scratch and build it up. So it's not in that sense. Let's just take a look at body typography here. If you want to change a menu, let's see the font size for the drop down menu, then you can just sort of change the size. You get the instant preview of what the size would be in your browser right there. Also, if you're going to change font weight, it just is automatic. You want to change to Courier or everyone's favorite, Comic Sans. didn't actually even change there, did it? Let's see. The preview's not interesting. The preview's not changed. Oh, font family up here. Comic Sans. Let's go to Comic Sans. Comic. COL. Maybe it's not there. Anyways, yeah, it's boycotting Comic Sans. Yes. In order to, and then here's some more stuff, H5 typography. You know, some of this stuff you could just change in doing your custom CSS. But just once you know that it's here, you can just go and say, oh, you know what, I want heading 2 heading 1 on my sites to be this font color here. I want it to be red. And there we go. Now it turns red. And I want it to be all uppercase. And so just some things for the previewing there. You know, so a template framework like this is cheating a bit. You have the people on the one side who still make web pages typing code directly into Notepad or Notepad++, and then they make their web page. And then you have, to the far extreme, people who are just going to, say, like in a site that's set up, put in a date in a custom field. They don't even want to know how to use the editor. And then so along the ways in the middle, you have people that would use page builders because it gives them more control, or people that are using template frameworks or template systems that lets them move things around a little bit, but they don't need us. They want more control than you have with a page builder or the interface or what they're comfortable with. So certainly, so like with heading 1, you could just change the custom CSS and find it using Element Inspector in Chrome, and that would be fine. But for other people, it's like, oh great, I can actually change my own heading styles here. That's great. And so this is going to appeal, I think, to a broader to the Wix and Squarespace and other type of people out there that want something that's the graphical, that's the interface that just makes sense to them, that gives them control, and they can just move on. So let me show you a layout here. If I was going to put a new module position on the layout, I would do this very quickly. That's not what I want to do. I would go into Module Manager, Extensions Manage, and Extensions Modules. I'd make a new custom module right here, and let's do mod custom. Just call that custom test. Blah. All right, and then over here in the position, I'm just going to type it, custom test. As soon as I hit enter, it is a position. I'll save it. And now here in Asteroid, if I go to layout, here's my layout for everything. Let's say that I want to make a module position here in the, where will I put it? In this messages area here. I'm going to go over to the far right. Oh, let me scroll up so you can see that. Over the far right, and I'm going to duplicate that row. I've got an empty row. What do I want this to be? I hit a plus, a module position. What's the name going to be? What on earth did I just... Whoops. Custom test. Okay. So, custom test. CUS. Okay, this is the one thing I needed to refresh this. I didn't change. I needed to refresh that because the new module was not loaded in the drop downs there. So, what did I do here? Did I do messages? All right. So I go over here. I duplicate the row. I do this. Make a module position. Type custom. There it is. Custom test. Save. I'll save that. Clear cache. And go to, I might not have assigned this module to anywhere, right? Assignments. Matching all. Yeah, now I just need to find it on there, on my page. I really liked how Mark DeChevre got a little panicky last week when he started doing stuff live. The reason it did not show up on... and this is a great example why this custom test blah did not show up on home is because I have a different template that I use for the home page. So therefore, this was just on my default page. Anyways, it was easy as that. And of course, now I can, first of all, let's get this off before Google surfs on by and puts blah on everything. What was I going to say? Oh, of course, now that that template position exists in the template here, in messages, module position, I can assign other modules to it. And I've actually created something that is there. In fact, let's go and I think I can edit the element. And let's just give it a title, blah test, save. And now, when I go and look at the layout of this template here, I see what is there. Brian says he likes Asteroid framework more and more. Yeah, I just can see what's there. I can see that this is blah test. That should mean something to me. I can make something super long. Messages up here. The description element titles messages. This could be this is where membership messages appear when people are logged in. I mean, that's a ridiculously long thing. But the great thing is now I know that's what this section is on the site when I'm looking. And on top of everything, if I edit this section, continue to edit it, I can give it an animation so it pops in from the side or flashes in. I can give it a background color type. And responsive settings, I can say, I don't want this to appear on extra small devices. So, and of course, this is all stuff that you can do other ways. But for me, as the level and the style and type of user that I am, I would much rather know where this is, go in and say, don't want this on phones, but I don't want it on large devices, but I do want it on extra large devices, blah, blah, blah. Just go in and familiarize myself, oh, I want an image background. I'll select the image. Here's the image here on my server. Great, that's what I want. Background repeat, select the background side, blah, 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 blah. It's just all the stuff there that normally you would maybe have to put in, type in or remember classes or stuff. It's just there. So that's, yeah, I like it. I do like it. It really clicked for me. And I like JD Page Builder as well. I have using it on one page, and it doesn't yet work with SH404 SCF. So that has me, that's why I haven't finished using it with that page. But yeah, I just, I like the whole process and stuff. So, okay. So if you have any other questions about that, that's okay. But didn't mean to turn this into an Asteroid commercial, but. Oh, now let's see. Let's go back here. I saw this quiz. VBiz. The inventory management. So that's why it makes sense to start using business management software to stay on top of things. Is this Google? Oh, sorry, is this Joomla? Oh. I see that shared here, but I don't know if this is this Joomla or someone's just sharing a tool. Looks interesting. I have a client that was just a potential client that is looking for a CRM for to use on their website. So what else? There's data management there, same ad. Who can suggest a good extension for making spreadsheets? Google business reviews. The client that's the person that's looking for a quote wants their Google page reviewed. Civi CRM. Would that be good for business? I know Mary has been using that one for an organization. And that one talks with Joomla, right? Or Joomla talks to it. They might actually not even need a big CRM. They're looking to capture just email and phone numbers and usernames of people that are on their site. So I'm hoping to get together with him later on today. So Eric says he tried to use Civi CRM once, but it wasn't that great. It's designed for non-profit, Vinny says, but can be customized. I know that Mary said something about the, I think it's documentation. Eric uses Membership Pro from Joom Donation. Okay. I want to get down to one that we did not look at last week that came up just... Then, let's see. Oh, this Advent calendar. That was the one that I was interested in seeing. Create your own online Advent calendar. Allows the user to open a new Christmas gift you decide each day. Just upload photos, add video links or coupon codes and written messages. Customize the style. Share it on your website. Perfect way that users return to your website every day. I thought this was a really cool idea. John says Sweet CRM has a connector plugin for Joomla. That's okay. So let's see this demo here. Christmas is coming. There you go. Cool. Got a picture for each day. You put a video in there. Okay, don't listen to the music too long or else I got a copyright strike on YouTube. I like this. This is just such a neat idea. And would work for 24 days leading up to Christmas. Anyways, I thought this was really cool. Okay. Here's a new theme from Code Layers. They're not supposed to put themes in here. And I possibly think that maybe it's not good to name a theme Aryan. Not spelled the same way, I don't think, but just the same. You might want to avoid the term Aryan when you're making themes. That is like Asteroid has a theme. Let me just find out the correct spelling here. Asteroid framework. I mentioned this to Chayton. Let's see, Joomla Templates. It's not that one, not that one, not that. We'll see it when we get to it. Yeah, there it is. Cervix. SERVX. Yeah, perhaps. Aryan, cervix. These are, when you say the template name out loud, probably not what you want to name your templates. So, I did mention that to Chayton. We should maybe have a fun page, worst named Joomla products. Eric says he's currently using Membership Pro and ACR mailing to manage an insurance adjusters association. Nice. Nice. I wonder too if maybe something like Community Builder would be a good way to manage people's user stuff, but that's more of like a community interface. I ever looked at a free tool today and thought it'd be great for making a flow diagram for website menus. Draw.io. Well, let's check that out. Eric, you've got 3,000 subscribers and it seems pretty smooth. Excellent. Draw.io. Save diagrams to Google Drive, OneDrive, or to device. Well, let's save it to Google Drive. No, that's just in case. I don't know. Just in case. Hold on for a second here. Chat, all right. The chat seems to be coming up better with the new YouTube interface as well. All right, I'm going to authorize Google Drive here. And there we go. I'll allow that. And full S, and I'll allow that. And I'll allow that. All right, so let's switch back here. Right on the computer screen, and bring chat back up here. Okay, I can't believe no one commented on that. The name of that template. Hello, is this thing on? All right, create a new diagram. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. What we want to create a diagram for? Flowcharts, maybe. Maps, network, software. Oh, look at that. You got some things right in there. No, I'm going to pick a folder here. There we go. Let's make a folder. Can I make a folder? Oh, folders. Draw.io. Okay. Cervical is Latin for neck. Oh, yeah, that's true too. Okay. Okay, no items in this folder. Okay, folders. Yep. All right, create. No, pick a folder. Come on, come on. It should be easier than this just because I don't know how to use Google Drive. So you have to have a folder in here. All right. Well, that's just for now. We'll do this folder. All right. Wow. Yeah, lots of stuff on here. Cool. So, field type, class name, field type, field type. Exactly. Thank you, Vinny. All right. Maybe I shouldn't have brought it. I should have just let it go. No one was commenting. It was probably better that way. All right. So. Oh, and look at that. Oh, look at they're drawing circles even as I click here. All right. Put text in there. Oh, this is very interesting. I can probably, oh, wow, this is very cool. To here. I can bring to the front. This is spiffy. No, we're not going to talk about politics. Eric is going to plug a browser plugin that he used to keep all of millions of tabs organized. Not a Joomla thing, but helpful for managing various Joomla projects. Sure, go ahead. Eric, tell us what it is. This is really nice though, this draw.io. Can I change that to, let's see, you put something on there. Whoops. Oh, Eric, you can't post because you don't have a wrench. Let's have a wrench ceremony for Eric. Do 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 do. All right, Eric. Congratulations, you have a wrench, which means that you're a moderator in the channel. Don't get too excited. Practically everybody has a wrench, as you will notice. Who else doesn't have a wrench on here? I think you were the only one today. So there you go. You've been wrenched. Oh boy. Yeah, this is pretty cool. It'd be good to figure out. Let's see. We got some colors up here. Change that. Text. Bold. Turn it sideways. This is cool. Hugh, you don't have a wrench. Okay. Hugh, I'm going to give you a wrench, but you have to share a link to one of your projects then, one of your websites. Because there's no sense having a wrench unless you're going to use it. So, do 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 do, or something like this. There you go. There's a wrench, Hugh. Hugh will sleep better tonight. Yes, well, as the channel grows, giving everyone a wrench may come back to haunt me, at which point I will take everyone's wrenches away and say, sorry, everyone. If someone misbehaves with the wrench, we'll take their wrench away. All right, so post your link there, Eric. Vinny posted workona.com. Where did that go? Okay, let's check the missing desktop for the cloud. Organize your projects, documents, apps all in one space. Oh, that's it. Oh, Vinny put it down. Okay. Did I miss you saying what it was? Oh, you did. Okay, I'm missing that part. So you didn't really need a wrench, did you? Feel organized without effort. You know, I wish that something would work really well for me. I'm gonna check this out. You use to keep all your millions of tabs organized. First of all, let me check pricing. Free. 10 workspaces, unlimited at $6 per month. That's not too bad. I'm going to sign up for free then. Let's check this out. Sign up with Google. Of course, why not? Choose an account to continue. Yes, and please. Logging in. Add Workona to Chrome. Of course, I want to do that. Why not? Because I already have a gazillion things. This can replace the page that you see when opening a new tab. Read and change your browsing history. Display notification. Okay. Here we go. Setup wizard. Basic Joomla. Project or activity name. Basic Joomla. Making word. Basic Joomla. I just did do one. You can have a set of tabs open for every Joomla project shared in between machines, and it caches it locally so you don't use up so much memory on your machine. Cool. Welcome to your cloud desktop at Workona. Welcome. Open a workspace. All right. Add cloud docs and any other resource. Oh, give the workspace a name. Pretty sure I have given it a name. There we go. Let's see. It's going to stick. Add a resource. What am I going to add? Oh, look at this. It's adding existing things. Oh boy. I like this. What have I got here? New, and this is working with Google stuff. Okay. New WordPress.com page. They said the W word. So, you know, I almost was just considering going to getting a G Suite business account for myself. I had a client that I recommended it for, and I thought I probably should use it. And obviously, this is geared for Google stuff. Yeah, cool. This could good. All right. Well, let's add a new. Let's see, tabs. Oh, wow. I can add tabs that are open. And I can add a resource that's related. This is from my tabs. Oh, this is cool. All right, well, I'm going to add this one here, which I think is probably that. And also let's add, let's say today we're talking about Advent calendar. Okay. So, okay. Now, question. Oh, look at this. Try saving directly from a tab, but by clicking the Workona button. Try saving directly from a tab by clicking a Workona button. All right, I'll try that. Oh, here's the Workona button up here. Why don't I just move that over there? I click on that. Oh, and look at that. I can put it to... Wow, that's pretty cool. So, Eric, here's the question I have for you. Because this is where I kind of start to get lost in organizing things. Like, for instance, I don't even know which tab that is in. Let's see here. All right, I'll find it. All right, let's close a few tabs here. See what's going here. Oh, okay, it's this one on the top left here. So I have a basic Joomla workspace. Can I make... Do I make sub pages under basic Joomla? So for instance, if I have a maintenance Monday number 117, maintenance Monday number 118, that I put basic under basic Joomla, or do I make that a workspace basic Joomla make maintenance Monday 117? Because that's where I start to get a little bit confused on things. Move to section, delete. This is a workspace. I guess we'll just change this here. Move to section. This is a section. I may have just answered my own question there, but I'm sure you. So you said it's one of those projects where you've got 30 tabs open that are related, but you have to move on to something else. When you get back to it a week later, you don't remember which tabs you had open, but with this, you can go right back to it. Cool. All right, so here's the section. If I go, so you have sections and then you have workspaces. So this would be basic Joomla section. All right. So then today this would be basic Joomla Monday 117. Okay. Great. Now this plus sign here will let me make a new section or new workspace. Let's make a new section, and I will call this Cybersalt. Yeah, exactly. You know what Vinny's just saying there would be perfect for him because he tends to have tabs open forever. I use Notepad++. Check out the video where Vinny shows Notepad++. It's like, ooh, watch me work live stream like number 5 or something like that, way back. even last night I was going through over 100 tabs that I have open, thinking I've got to close this. I've got to get this smaller or clear up some of these things. But this is great. And sections. This is really, really good. Yeah, so they do have sections. So I could have a basic Joomla section, and I can have notes to refer back to things, which would be super great because I could have, because oftentimes it's, oh, this is cool. So basically, I can go to this search window and add it to basic Joomla 17. I can go to here and add this one to basic Joomla 17. And I could also, I don't know, add this one to basic Joomla 17. Go back here, and there they all are. And look at this. Here's an open all button. So why don't I do this? I'm going to take this tab and put it in its own window. If I go here and go open all, I was thinking that might open all those tabs. Send to edit resource. Oh, open all. Okay. Send to, this should probably open up that address, right? Do 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 do. Okay. Definitely something I'm going to maybe I need to refresh this window here. Maybe it's because it's open back here that is happening. Maybe it literally, okay. So, oh, look at that. A solar eclipse on Jupiter, courtesy of NASA, and a whole bunch of pictures pushed together into one. All right, so well, for those of you that may have just tuned in, we are looking at a tool that Eric told us about called Workona. Oh, loaded my sticky notes by mistake. Okay. Interesting. So we have Dropbox option here too. Search folders. Here's my, I don't know what it's logging into for that. Dropbox Personal Toronto. I don't know how it found that. My files. Okay, no, that's my personal Dropbox. Just pick that one. What's the cat? GitHub. Zoom. Oh boy. I like that. Google Analytics. Google Calendar. New event. Cool. Gmail. New email. New contact. That is pretty handy. What's this lightning bolt up here? Apps. Oh. Oh, look at that. You can add apps. Stripe, Stack, Outlook, Monday, Medium, LinkedIn, Hootsuite. Schedule. Oh, that's pretty cool. And these are workspaces. Once you've saved your workspace, you can close the browser, then reload it, and choose that workspace again right away with all those tabs. Okay, gonna do that. I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna close all those tabs too. So I want a new window, which is over here. Oh, and I got a little bar down the side here. All right, so I open a workspace. Okay, now if I open, oh, there we go. That's what I was thinking. Look at that. It opened up all the tabs for what I was working on before. Oh, wow. That is worth the price of admission right there. Just to be able to go and say, open up the web pages I usually have open when I'm doing such and such. Wow. Take my money. Or go home and open it up on your laptop. Oh, once you've, or go home and open up your laptop and start exactly where you were. Okay, so if you're using this at work, cool. That is really, really a great, nice tool. All right. Let's go to Wakona page. It's almost like Wakanda forever. Marketing web design, tap in the power of apps, feel organized, tour pricing. I was looking for an affiliate program. Pricing. Oh, pro coming soon. They don't have $6 for annual billing. This. Eric says I can thank him after I make my first $1 million. Eric, I am working on my second $1 million because I gave up on the first $1 million. That's an old farming joke. Not that I'm farming, but is 6 cheap enough? Yeah. You know, I do have to be careful in one sense because I can I could make myself poor on just need to check my screen here. I could make myself poor saving my time by spending $6 a month on stuff. But every now and then something comes along and it's like, oh, this will save so much time and stress or distraction in my brain. I will definitely, it'll be worth $6 a month. The cool thing about this is, as I switch back, is that you can have 10 workspaces for $0. So that is pretty good to get started. 10 workspaces. That's 10 projects. Try Pro. Oh, I think I tried Pro. Like if I close a couple of these tabs here and go open all, it only opens the ones that are missing. There's some smart thinkers that went into this. Oh, did John, Joomla 4 is now beta. Did beta come out? That is interesting. I knew that they were hoping to have it out, I think, by the end of this month, and so they did. The cool thing about Joomla 4 being in beta is beta means it's now closed to new features, if I remember right, which is great because instead of lots of things being added or new things coming up and maybe delaying it, it's saying, okay, here's what we're going with for beta. And then, of course, once beta happens, it will be release candidates. So yes, start polishing. Maybe when that comes out, well, we'll have to see. But that's excellent news. Woo, what exciting news. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Hooray for Joomla. Joomla 4 beta. It is going to be... man, I'm so excited about Joomla. And Joomla 4. But I'm super excited about custom fields too. Now that that mystery is gone. 18 hours ago it was released. That is great. Good news. Good news for all of us. Send. Oh yes, I think we all love Joomla. But that's good news. Good news for us. We gotta get that out there, and it'll be good. There's also going to be a new Joomcast interview. I finished editing it yesterday, sent it to Chayton. He'll listen to it and pass it along, and then it gets uploaded. Unless I'm missing an email of some correction or something I need to fix. But Brian says when there's a Joomla JBF 19, there's a beta. No, I think it's just been alpha so far. And there's John. John is typing something about me in another language, I think. Joomla bugs and fun. Okay. No, it was just still an alpha. So I think there's a bunch of things that still need to be dealt with before it is released and final. Before it can be released, some big things. But that is great, just to know that it's been like put inside the bucket or the aquarium, and now everything in there gets worked on and goes forward. John's pasted a link there. Joomla 4. There you go. Joomla 4.00 beta 1. Excellent. Excellent. Very exciting. Woo-hoo. Hey, who got a wrench that didn't post the link yet? Hugh! Hugh. Send us to one of your sites, man. I knew he was writing in Danish. Whenever I just I remember a comedian used to say that it was with someone who was speaking another language or talking to someone else in another language in front of him that he didn't understand, and he just said, I just wait to hear my name. Anything. Hugh, I'm just ribbing you, man, but if you got a site that you want to share, I just said that if you get a wrench, you have to post a link to something. So if you've got one of your sites you want to share, no pressure, though. facevaluehealth.com. Oh, come on, man. Put the HTTP there so we can click on it. That's why you have a wrench. Or did it? Yeah. I wonder if that would have been blocked before without your wrench. There we go. There's a good use of the wrench. Face Value Health, Michael Sanders. Nice. Excellent. Website design, Assure Web Services. Family medicine, pricing benefits, health coverage blog. Schedule now. Oh, and then for leads, pricing and benefits. Oh, that's a nice looking page. All right, you've used your wrench. You can keep it. View page source. What template are you using? Rock Booster you got in there. RT Supra. Ivor says he had a nice advertisement saying, "Let's Mambo." Then it changed the name a week after. Yeah, Mambo was... Mambo. Yeah. Mambo was a good name, too. Mambo was a good name. I was on a Joomla 1.5 site recently. I forget who it was that had it. I was looking at it or checking it or something, and let me tell you, it was fast. I mean, vulnerable as anything, but boy, it was fast. Those super older versions, they run fast on modern servers. Absolutely crazy. Of course, they don't catch up, but the Hue uses mostly rocket themed templates with Gantry 5. Cool. Yeah, I think the Gantry 5 is pretty popular. I like Gantry 5 as well. If the World Court ruled that Asteroid could no longer be used, I would go back to Gantry 5. That would be the one that I use. Okay. All right. Well, what else have we got to do here? Anything else to share? Any other comments to be made? I am definitely going to be checking out Workona more here and how I can use it. This would just be so great. I have a note here to talk to Chayton about it, Vinny. But so let me just, all right, so what did we talk about here today? For instance, in basic Joomla set 117, I looked at, I looked at this site that Hugh shared, so I'm going to add that to that workspace. We also looked at this, so I'm going to add that to this workspace. Oh, it's already added. Great. Can remove it. We were there. I don't need to save that. This is really good because you know what I usually do is I save the text of the chat. I save it to Notepad++, and then I forget to check the links or I lose things. Brian says he's still overwhelmed over the last time with Marks. Try some overrides. Yep. You know what? I'm really I'm overwhelmed by it too, but I'm happy that the fog has cleared for me in the sense that I think, oh, now, like I have a site where I want to put YouTube videos on each one, like on my basicjoomla.com site. So I now, instead of thinking like, oh, I should be able to do this. How should I do it? I need to sit down and struggle through it or read through it or whatever. Now I get the basic gist of it. I've got the video there to refer back to if I get stuck. But also it's just I'm not spinning my wheels anymore, or I'm not hesitating to get into the mud. It's like, okay, I'm going to just do some basic things. And I think one of the things that will be important that I'm going to do, because this is how I learn and adapt at things. Now that I understand the concepts of overrides and custom fields, I mean, I understand the concepts, but basically how to do them and that I can get in there, I'm still going to start out simply because I don't want to get so jumbled in my head trying to go run the field that I just get exhausted around the 25-yard line. Or if it's Canadian football in yards? I forget. Anyways, I think you know my point. Is I'm going to be kind to myself and slowly build up to and get those. I guess it's sort of like stretching before you do any big heavy lifting. So, and I'm going to share a lot of that stuff here on the channel because I think that'll be helpful content. Because I want to add more videos to my channel. I want to get up to monetization level again on the channel, just for mental victory as well. Eric says this issue with overrides is documenting what you did and why so a year later when you update things you can't tell what you did. Yes. Now probably one thing that would help with that is just putting comments in your overrides right inside your inside the override that's commented out saying like this field is moved here because the client wants it so it works better on phones or whatever ridiculous thing or specific thing might be. But that would be, that might help. I know too that, well, it doesn't really help in the overrides. I know I saw a thing Peter Van Westen was talking about. People used to, when they were programming, would use just short little names. So instead of picture of author, they would call it PA or POA. And because it was faster, it made this file smaller. But then programmers would look at it, or someone would come along else to work on it and say, what's POA? And they have to remember all these things. And so what his comment was, with modern servers and internet speeds being higher, and really the very little bit of extra space you're taking by doing that, actually just name it picture of author in the programming, so that when you look at it, you know what it does. I guess the same thing when what we were looking at there in Asteroid framework, by naming the section, the full thing, what it does, not just a little name, but just name it the full thing. It maybe looks a bit cluttered, but it is there to save brain bandwidth and memory when you're looking at something. So that might help. Yes, and that would require presence of mind on your part to do that. Well, that's the trick. And that's why stuff like, I can't even remember the name of it here, but it's on my screen, Workona, why if you can find something that clicks, that would be really, really good. So it's that presence of mind. I have the same thing with invoicing. So I have a separate credit card for my business now. It's actually a personal credit card that I just wasn't using because we were using all on one credit card I had for the points. So now I use it for business purchases. It doesn't really work with QuickBooks Online very well, so I have to manually enter everything. So it's like, when I make a purchase, I should just manually enter it in. And so, but then it's like, it's the end of the day, I'm so tired, I'll do that. I'll just do it later on when I sit down. So when I renewed my membership to Kiba Backup last night, did I enter it into my software saying, purchase I made right now? No, I decided that was enough at the end of the day, and I would just do it when I sit down. So presence of mind, I hear you. Just generally speaking, I have all my clients moved over to my new server, which is now monitored, which is now managed. So when I sleep, if it goes down, the company will actually go in and look at why it's down and do what's necessary, restart whatever. So that's great. So I actually, on Saturday, and maybe Friday, but Saturday for sure, I remember, got a lot of work done so that so I can just shut down the old server. And by finishing that move to the new server, it's not that I accomplished some work, but I actually got some stuff off of my mind. So that was I'm pretty happy about that too. So and actually last week was a good week of catching up on things that are just constantly, in my mind. You need to do this, you need to invoice this, you need to set this up, you need to email about this. And I have a lot of those things still, but getting a bunch is helping my presence of mind. Moving Joomla 1.5 to 2.5 to 2.3 to 2.5 to 3.9. Do you do that yourself or pay a third party to do it? I do it myself. I would pay a third party to do it if I had someone that was going to, if I would like to get to the point where I have some people working for me doing things, but I would do that myself. Ivor asks, how much do I pay for my server? Good question. Let me go in and look, and I will tell you. Let me go into my login and check this here. All right. Check this out. And go to manage my account. And I would go to billing. And I will go to, I don't have this offhand just yet. So here's what I paid. To set it up on October 2nd, I actually paid I paid a $250 US setup fee that that lowers my monthly price by $25, which means in 10 months I get that money back. I also use I use Liquid Web. That's who I moved to. That's who Chayton put me onto them. So Ivor, I use so just for the server, 174 100 and let's see here, 100 and my bill was 100. I got money off somehow. They must. Oh, they had a sale at first. So 329 American a month. Yes, Hugh. Liquid Web is absolute best support can be found. I agree with you. What I found with Liquid Web, and was what Chayton mentions, I open up a chat and they respond within 60 seconds. And if they don't respond within 60 seconds, they say, sorry, there's no one available to chat with you, but we're created a ticket. And then they, because you've already put in a description, or you can call them. So I'm paying $329 US a month for that server. It's an SSD storage, public IP address. Also have 9 additional IPs added on there for $1 a month. It's got DDoS attack protection. It's Apache. I have a terabyte backup space, 32 gigs of memory. Processors, I think I have 16. Now, on top of that, I also have a, no, let's see. So basically, $329 US. It comes with Softaculous, which is a software installer. I think I pay for the. Or do I not pay for the? Let me just search this here. I don't want to show you because it's got personal information on here. I think web. I may pay extra for WHM, which is Web Hosting Manager. That's cPanel. Oh, discounted pricing for control panel choice. cPanel Web Host Manager, fully managed, $17.50. So I pay $35 a month for Web Host Manager, fully managed, and then I get a discount pricing of $17.50. So that might be a temporary thing. 10 terabytes out bandwidth out. I get $25 off because I paid the setup fee. Setup fee minus 20. Anyways, and that was my first full bill in November, so I'll get one in December. I'm going to guess with everything, because I also have Jet Backup for doing backups. That's a $5.95 a month app. I think my cost for hosting for each month is probably going to come out to about $400 American, which, as Vinny is chuckling now because I'm in Canada, so $400 American at a third, it's going to cost me about $500 and something dollars. But I'm reselling to clients as well. So, and there were smaller packages I could have gone with, but I went with this because I wanted the SSD. And I did notice a huge jump in speed from my previous server, which I'd had for about 1.5 years, which was with OVH in Montreal, and it was SSD drives, but this is faster, as you expect things going along faster. Did I migrate your server to Interworks from cPanel? I don't know what that is. I don't know what Interworks is, so I do not think that I did. To Interworks. Oh, did I make? Oh, Interworks. That's the new. Is that the open source one? For web, for the open source basic equivalent of cPanel. No, I have not done that. Yeah, and cPanel has a new pricing structure that costs more. Yes, I saw that. I'm still a small provider. I have about 60, I think I have about 60 cPanel accounts. Excuse my phone here. I'm just going to have to call him back later. Hopefully that is good news about a quote back. I only have about 60 cPanel accounts. I would say of those, perhaps 10 are mine. A couple of nonprofits and things I'm involved in. So before I get up to the next level where the price change hits me, it's just not something I'm worrying about. Oh, and you like that. The reason I did, I'm interested in saving money, but cPanel is so good. It's just not something I thought that I'm going to experiment with, because it's just, I think for me it would be a distraction to try to switch over to the free version. It would take too much time for me right now. And then Vinny likes Roshan. Yes, and I've heard lots of good things about that, and a lot of good things from Vinny about that. And I think, I was talking to Vinny the other day. I like having access to the server. There's something that jives with me about that. So it's something that I do for my own enjoyment as well. I was bad at it. No, I wasn't bad at it. I wasn't excelling at it. So sometimes there was things I didn't know how to do, and I was afraid to do them because I didn't want to wipe things out. Because it's not like I have a hard drive here and a backup I can get out of my cupboard and put back on. So that's why Liquid Web is great, because if there's something I don't know how to do, I just ask them to do it and they do it. It's great. It's like literally I have a tech department now taking care of the server. Which is really what a lot of us are trying to do with organizations that we want to be their webmasters. Can't afford a full-time webmaster? Hire me for a little bit, and I'll be there whenever you need it for the bit that you need. Anyways, so but definitely, if you're not into servers, or in the same way that I don't want to move to the free version of whatever the equivalent to Interworks. If you don't want to spend time on a server, then find a great reselling package like Vinny has. With Roshan, set up everyone in their own cPanel. They pay. There are any problems, you just contact Roshan. And there's some people that don't even want to do that. It's like, I don't even want to deal with that. You get web hosting and I'll work on it. Now, the downside of that is that there's some pretty terrible web hosts out there. So if you're going to work on someone's site and it's a matter of like, oh yeah, you get whatever web hosting you want, you are probably going to suffer at some point or another. Because if they pick something cheap, or again, if it's something that's slow, it's like, hey, why is my site so slow? It's because of your hosting. Well, I like my hosting. Well, that's what it is. Make it go faster. So, I mean, at some point you need to direct someone to something that's good. But Ivor says you have your own servers, but you're thinking moving to others, but the price will be steep. You have about 450 websites. Yes. Yeah, this was a bit of an increase for me, but again, the mental trade-off of being able to sleep at night or go out into the woods where I have no internet connection, so that I can and not be thinking like, oh, if a site goes down, what's going to be happening? I need to support them. That is worth it for me. Another thing that I'm going to make myself do for the beginning of January, I already talked to someone at Chamber of Commerce. I have to get a bookkeeper or an accountant or something. I can keep track of my own stuff, but it takes a lot of time. I hate it. And so I don't even know I don't know what the price is going to be. I mean, if it's $1 million, I will have to wait till I get my second million. But I think I'm just going to make myself do something different at the beginning of the year, and hopefully that will free up things in my brain so I can make a little bit more money to cover that. Because me spending hours in an evening trying to sort out my paperwork and books and stuff like that, which I'm able to do eventually, or well enough, I think, is just not worth it to me. It's not what I want to do, although it is part of being self-employed. So yes, Ivor, I use QuickBooks Online, And so there's that. I am collecting provincial and federal taxes here in Canada now. So there's that as well. So it's not, there's just some things that come up sometimes, and I don't know what's the best way to make a deduction, or what I'm allowed to deduct, or if I bought this part, do I charge tax on it? Just things like that. If I've paid tax on buying this and I'm marking it up and selling it to my client, do I mark it up? Do I charge tax on what I made? What I made, or just different things like that. So that's just the mystery of those things, and having my online account stuff set up properly. Because if I don't have it set up properly, and maybe it's not going the smoothest for me. So in the same way that we want people to hire us to do web stuff because it's familiar and easy for us, we also need to find some people to do some of those other things for us. And maybe they handle hosting, or maybe they handle bookkeeping, or maybe they're excellent at handling graphics, and so they're a graphic designer and we have them do things. There's been a few things that I've had done on Fiverr this year, like animating that logo for my Firewise client for the YouTube channel. So that has been good. Some graphics, I just had those done quick and cheap instead of me thinking like, oh, I should do this, but it'll take me hours and I can't charge hours for it, but So it's all learning stuff like that. So oh, that was a good drink of water. All right, everybody. Well, hey, another great talk today. And I am super excited about some of those things that everybody shared here. Let me close this off my screen here. And so Wednesday, Vinny's going to show us how to make a slideshow using custom fields. That will be cool to see. And we'll see what else that we get into. If there's nothing else, if nobody else has anything to jump in there with, congratulations to our new wrench owners today. And I hope, everybody, that you have a good rest of your day. Some of you are at the end of the day, and so I hope that you have good rest tonight. And for those of you that are still dealing with lots of sunshine, have a good rest of your day. Everybody, until the next time, until, I guess, live, Watch Me Work live stream on Wednesday, Lord willing, enjoy your Joomla sites.